The fate of the world rests in your hands. April 28, 2015. Today we would like to focus your attention upon the topic of probable outcomes. In a sense, we would like to discuss your role as a creator being and the power that you hold in determining what kind of a world you wish to create. We are aware that many humans seek change at this time, both change in their personal lives as well as on a global scale, but are often left feeling helpless. We are here to assure you that you are not helpless, and in fact, the fate of your world rests in your decisions. This is what we wish to further explain. As we have shared in some of our previous messages, you are surrounded by an infinite number of parallel realities which contain every conceivable outcome and scenario you could possibly imagine. However, you will not experience each and every one of those realities consciously. Your choices that you make in this now moment will govern what you do, and do not experience in a conscious manner. Let us briefly touch upon the topic of parallel realities before we begin to explain the crucial role that you play in determining the outcome of your world. Firstly, know that there are an infinite number of parallel realities being played out concurrently alongside your own reality. Because you live in a world that is based on a preconceived belief of linear action, you also were taught to believe that you are on just one solid timeline your whole lives. Event A is followed by event B and so on. However, this is not so. You are constantly jumping from one timeline to the next many times throughout the day. The vibration at which you choose to resonate with determines which reality you will experience. But know that every decision that you possibly could make always plays out in infinite ways. Each you believes that it is the real you and all of the others are simply just possibilities. This really makes no difference as your soul is always aware of the infinite versions of reality which you are concurrently experiencing. There are some realities where you choose a different career, a different location, a different spouse and so on. These are the realities which look very different from the one which you are conscious of. Other parallel realities only have subtle differences. There are an infinite number of versions of Earth. There are some in which World War III, 4, 5, and 6 occur, while there are others which you have chosen to already ascend as a collective, as well as an infinite number of other diverse variations. Many other versions have a very different past or history, while others are similar to your version. Know that you always have the ability to shift your attention to any one of these versions. You do it all day, every day. However, you usually are not shifting to realities which are vastly different from your own. It's not that you cannot make drastic changes to your reality, certainly many of you already have. However, it is not done in an instant, at least from your perspective. Imagine how confusing it would be if you instantly switched to a very different version of Earth, one where you did not choose the same spouse or live in the same home or work at the same location. It would be too dramatic and it would pull you out of the illusion that you are choosing to focus your attention on. After all, that is all this reality really is. A very elaborate illusion to allow you to play a very intricate game where you are able to forget who you truly are, where you have come from, and all of your gifts and abilities, in order for you to gain a tremendous amount of soul growth from this very unique experience. Because this is the only reality that you are consciously aware of, many tend to lose sight of just how unique and different this experience is. There really is nothing like this in the higher realms. That's what makes this illusion so interesting. Many of you have asked us to reflect upon the chaos you are witnessing within your reality. The riots, the violence, the volcanic eruptions, the earthquakes, the possibility of mandatory vaccinations, and the overall chaotic events which are taking place on your world. As we have said many times before, things are not always what they seem to be. Just as each of you are releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you, so too is the Earth as well as the human collective. Remember, you cannot change what you do not know. Now, what do parallel realities have to do with you and the fate of your world, you ask? We will gladly tell you. You see, many have asked us, what will come of all this? Will the world continue to get worse? What will happen to the world's economy? And to this we reply, you tell us. You see, each of you hold the power to determine which collective response you wish to experience consciously. Surely there are an infinite number of probable outcomes. Which one do you prefer to experience? Each of you are witnessing the reality that you are most in resonance with. You each hold the power to determine which reality you prefer to experience. Rather than pushing back against what you do not want, we ask that you direct your focus on what it is you do prefer. What kind of a world do you wish to experience? Your decisions do not have the ability to control another's actions. However, and this is the key, you always have the ability to choose another collective which is more in alignment with what you wish to experience. You do this by focusing on what you wish to experience. Watching in outrage and feelings of despair cannot attract to you an alternate reality. No, it can only bring to you more of the same because that is the reality you are focused upon. So we ask you, what world do you wish to resonate with? What collective do you wish to align with? This is how you change the world that you experience. The power is entirely in your hands. All possible outcomes exist, it's up to you to determine which one you will consciously experience. We will tell you, there are many of you who will now experience a very different world going forward. We hope that we have served you in some way, and we remind you to focus your attention on what you desire, not what you fear. In love and light, we are your angelic guides. Channeled by Taryn Creamy. www.angelic-guides.com